Good morning. I'm Mrs. Trueblood, and today is a very special day in the church. You know, there are three major Christian holidays. Well, there's Christmas, and there's Easter, and then there's Pentecost. Today we're celebrating Pentecost, but you might be wondering, well, what exactly is Pentecost? Because I know what Christmas and Easter are. Well, to find out about Pentecost, we have to go back a long, long time ago. A very long time ago, people were building a tower. This was the tallest tower in the whole world. And everybody who was building the tower could speak the same language and they could understand each other. This building got to be so tall that some of the people thought that they were better builders than God. And then some people started thinking that one group was better than another group. Well, you know what happened? One day there was a big noise, and all of a sudden, no one could understand each other anymore. Everybody was speaking a different language. Now, all the languages were beautiful, but people couldn't communicate with each other. That was a very sad day. It's kind of the day that language died, that the universal language died. Well, they never finished the tower, and it eventually fell into ruins. We call this tower the Tower of Babel because that's the day that the universal language died and all these other languages started. Well, if we go ahead thousands of years, on one joyful day, Jesus was born. And then many years later, on one dark day, Jesus died on the cross. And then a few days later, the disciples saw Jesus again because he had risen. And then finally, he ascended into heaven. Now, this is where the story of Pentecost really gets going. Do you know what happened? Well, the disciples were all together in Jerusalem. And there were people from everywhere in Jerusalem speaking all different languages. Well, all of a sudden, there was this big wind, and the wind fell upon the disciples. It was the Holy Spirit, and it filled them up just like a fire. It was like there was fire coming out of their head, and their tongues were burning, which is why we wear red for Pentecost. Well, the disciples were so excited by this arrival of the Holy Spirit that they ran out into the street and they started telling everybody. And you know what? Even though the disciples all spoke Hebrew and there were people that spoke all different languages, everyone could understand and they could learn about Jesus. It was the first time that had happened, and it just happened for a little while, but everybody was able to understand and learn about Jesus from the disciples. Well, this is why Pentecost is sometimes called the birthday of the church, because it's when people started learning about the church. So, on that day, the disciples, which means students, stopped being disciples and they became apostles, which means teachers. And so they taught people about Jesus, who taught people about Jesus, who taught other people about Jesus, and it goes on and on and on until you get to me. And now I'm teaching you about Jesus. And that makes me so proud to think that I get to be an apostle too. So I wonder, if you had been in Jerusalem on that day when the Holy Spirit entered the disciples, what language would you have heard? Would you have heard English? Maybe Spanish? Because people who were Greek heard the message in Greek. People who were Roman heard the message in Latin. It didn't matter. Everybody got the message. And that's what's so special about Pentecost. So, happy birthday, All Saints! We hope you have many, many, many more. And I want to wish all of you a very happy summer vacation. I hope you get to do a lot of fun things and maybe even come to Vacation Bible School. I can't wait till next year when we get to be together in person because I've really missed you, but I'm glad we get to be together this way. So until I get to see you again, have lots of fun and God bless you. Bye.